Wicked, has it gone woke? The new blockbuster Wicked, starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo,
yeah.
has already upset fans after being slapped with a trigger warning. Apparently, it says a green-skinned woman is mocked, bullied and humiliated because of her skin colour.
Well, for me, this is now going into the realms of absolute absurdity. It also feels necessary to warn the audience, and I quote, talking animals are persecuted in a fantastical society. Two things here. In fact, I just referenced Beauty and the Beast. For the love of God, what would the warnings have to be about that? Or any other chitty, chitty, bang, bang, beware if you invent a flying car, you might be pursued by mad Bavarian kings. I mean, this is ridiculous. But my concern is greater than that, because I do believe that we do need trigger warnings, because I think if it's a choice between whether a piece of art, theatre, whatever, is staged or not, if a trigger warning gets you over a genuine issue like lights or whatever, or unfortunate dialogue, or references that belong to a different time, then I'm all in favour of those trigger warnings. This takes away the trigger warning, because eventually people will say, trigger warnings for that, trigger warnings don't matter. And they do if they allow real productions.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing the brilliance of this.
How does a trigger warning impact you in any way, shape or form? As in, like, why does it offend you?
It doesn't... No, I didn't say it offended me. I just think it's nuts. I mean, where does it end, honestly? Do you really think it is necessary? I mean, it depends whether you would believe that a society has to be coddled to this degree.
It's not to say that society has to be coddled, but trigger warnings have existed as long as I've lived. Like, any time we watch a TV series, a movie, there's always a little warning at the beginning, like, this film contains distressing scenes of sexual violence or whatever it might be. It doesn't impact anyone unless you are someone that has maybe got experience of, like, a traumatic life event.
Remind me how many green people
OK, so with Wicked, and I went to the premiere and it was amazing, one of the best films that I've ever seen.
Strangely, I wasn't invited.
Of course it is, like, fantastical society. It's not real. However, it is very reflective of society. So it might be that someone who has, who isn't white, so they may, of course they don't have green skin, but they have been racially discriminated against or bullied. All that trigger warning is doing is maybe letting people know.
It's for green people.
No, I know, but
hang on. Do you see Nick's point where if they're everywhere, then you do end up getting desensitised?
No, because I don't think because they're not. It's not that we're desensitised to them, because if you're not traumatised by whatever it is, they don't impact you. You're just reading some words on the screen
No, but you'll automatically switch off is the point.
Because it's very different. Your point about flashing lights was like, that's for people who have epilepsy. So, therefore, they will take note of that. It doesn't impact us.
Some of the books were written by Mark Twain. If you put those now on the stage, you would have to say that there is language that refers to a different time. I'm all for that, because you're going to hear, like, oh, my God. If you're doing it for green people...
But it doesn't really impact anyone. It didn't take away any of the enjoyment of the film.
Talking
Have
animals...
you watched the film?
No, I haven't. I don't need to. I don't need to. I know enough from the brief here. Talking animals are persecuted. Tell me, how many talking animals do you know? Or is that all right?
No. Can I say that when I watched it, I thought it was very reflective of the socio-political climate we're living in.
What?
And I thought that no, but there are groups of people, marginalised people, who are being persecuted and cancelled by...
What? Like talking donkeys or whatever?
No, like the trans community. That's how I saw them.
You're now making the step from talking animals to the trans community.
But if you watch it... I studied literature at university, and frustratingly, I can't remember the word, but is it an allegory when you watch...
Yeah. An Austen allegory. They're a very famous
So I feel like everything that... When you watch it, I thought, wow, it's been really clever in how it has kind of... how it does reflect the current climate that we live in. And also, like, trigger warnings don't offend me in the slightest because they don't impact me. But for people who it might impact, there will be loads of people who have had, like, traumatic life events around, like, the colour of their skin. Does it really matter? Does it impact any of us?
Well, we're not all professors of literature, I suppose. This is the difference.
I mean, I say that and I didn't even get the word right, so...
Well... Should we agree to disagree?
Is it a good movie?
Oh, honestly, it's amazing. I went in with no expectations.
Everywhere.
I wanted to watch it again the moment it finished. I got goosebumps.
She is an alchemist. Everything she touches.
Really?
Cynthia Erivo
Just
is incredible.
Incredible talent.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.